everything theory. Friends, allow me to expose in a simple and punctual way, and according to my model, the essence of cosmic energy, matter and its mass, gravity and magnetic forces. 1. Cosmic energy, which fills and occupies the entire universe, manifests itself as straight lines of force in all directions and senses. It can be verified by the action of the rectilinear movement that the forces of inertia produce. 2. When the lines of force of cosmic energy act concentrically on a point in space, which is gravity, they meet, melt, add up and condense, forming matter and its mass according to the amount of matter built and accumulated. 3. In these cases of creation of nuclei of matter and mass, and once the lines of force pass through the central nucleus, they expand and act as lines and fields of expansion and redistribution of energy and matter, magnetic fields, that when the nucleus rotates, it creates and structures positive magnetic orbits that capture and create orbital systems, nucleus with orbitals around it. However, as the orbital systems become larger and compressed, there comes a time when the pressure and energy density clearly exceeds that allowed by the cosmos, and then these systems explode, resulting in some smaller ones, and with emission of great amount of energy and smaller particles. In this drawing we can see how cosmic energy in its concentric action, and acting as gravity, condenses and coheres into matter and mass, and how these same lines of cosmic energy, by surpassing the nucleus, become fields and lines of magnetic forces, which create and redistribute orbitals around the central nucleus. Therefore, the greater is the accumulation of matter, the greater the gravitational potential, and greater magnetic potential to create and compose orbital systems. In the end, if the pressure of the energy of the nucleus, and its consequent magnetic potential, exceeds certain limits, the orbital system explodes and becomes other smaller orbital systems and within the level of energy density that the whole of the cosmos requires. The following drawing shows how the pair of antagonistic forces such as gravity, which enters and acts towards the interior of the nucleus, cohering it, and the magnetic force, which passes and expands after leaving this nucleus, build all the orbital systems of the universe, atomic nuclei with their electrons, leptons with their neutrinos, stars with their planets, planets with their moons, clusters of stars rotating in galaxies, pairs of asteroids rotating on each other, eddies of stellar dust when they are forming protoplanets, etc. That is, throughout the cosmos the couple of antagonistic forces, gravity-magnetic force for its proper balance, create orbital systems, nuclei with orbitals around them, achieving an adequate distribution, and energy density dA, similar to that of the cosmos as a whole, dA equals mass of the system, volume of the system. As we have said, initially these forces are directly proportional to each other, since they are the same cosmic energy acting in a different and opposite direction. However, and due to the compression of the systems when rotating, and their excess density, pressure, and energy, the magnetic forces end up winning over the gravitational forces and the nucleus or system explodes due to excess energy density. This occurs in large systems such as plus uranium atoms or large supernovae. Logically, and due to this circumstance, black holes cannot exist and are considered a mere relativistic theory. Allow me now to explain in a very simplified way how matter and its mass are synthesized from cosmic energy. Gravity. First, points of gravity, or theoretical gravitons. All matter is built by the accumulation of almost infinite points of cosmic energy or points of gravity. Suppose a point in space, P. Due to the fact that cosmic energy is occupying the entire universe as an immense fluid of energy, almost infinite lines of energy will arrive at this point, P, concentrically from all exterior directions in space, with which a three-dimensional and concentric energy point would be formed, which, being surrounded by direct energy lines towards it, this point could attract many others with the same qualities, thus forming a conglomerate of condensed cosmic energy points or material particles of any size and dimension: small particle, medium, large particle, material nucleus, large nucleus, etc., including large material nuclei like our Sunday. That is, all the particles, conglomerates of particles and nuclei of matter in the cosmos are composed of multiple points of condensed cosmic energy. And if we want, we can call these tiny points of condensed energy or matter gravitons, although their true size is so small and so far away from us that we can hardly imagine them. In this drawing, we see how all the concentric lines of cosmic energy that go to a certain point in space P, as they get closer and mix with each other, form a point of cosmic energy, or point of gravity, concentrated and condensed, and that because the lines of force are concentric, they have the property of attracting each other and forming conglomerates of points of condensed energy, or points of matter. We also see as the concentration of energy points in a nucleus creates a vacuum around it, which will mark the dimensions of the orbital system to be created in the future if the magnetic potential so requires: star planets, planets moons, nucleus electron neutrinos, etc. In this drawing we analyze the cosmic levels. Cosmic levels. The cosmos is structured in dimensional cosmic levels, in such a way that the sum and composition of many units of one level can be structured and compose units of the higher level. For example, the sum of atomic units, atoms, makes up an equivalent unit of the higher level, which are the stars. In addition, all levels are structured in the same way and with the same elements, forces, shape, and composition. Therefore the particles, elements, forces, physical laws, etc., are the same at all levels. The possible particles between a level and the upper one are almost infinite, about 10 to the power of 60, because that is the approximate number of units of a level required to form and build the next level. However, we can make groups or categories according to the dimensions of the intermediate particles between levels, relying on the functional properties of these particles. An indication of how these groups of particles might be distributed is given in the drawing. 1. At the subatomic level we would have subatoms, about 10 raised to -80 grams. Submolecules, formed by several subatoms. Subparticles, already formed by important accumulations of subatoms. Neutrinos, formed by a high number of subatoms, and already with important magnetic fields, close to creating orbital systems. Electrons, leptons, large accumulations of subatoms, with important magnetic fields capable of capturing neutrinos and forming orbital systems. And finally the atoms, as a large accumulation of subatoms, of the order of 10 raised to 57, with a great magnetic potential, capable of creating very strict positive orbits and capturing the electrons, leptons, necessary to form an orbital system well defined and structured in terms of internal energy density. 2. At a superatomic level we would have, already well known for being at our level of observation, atoms, molecules, particles, tiny, small, medium, large, small and large meteorites, small and large moons, planets with their moons, and finally the stars with their planets. That is, the repetition of what happens at the subatomic level. Friends, as we have seen previously, large orbital systems can explode when they exceed the energy level allowed by the cosmic fluid. When this occurs, it usually results in the creation of an orbital system smaller than the previous one, and with the emission of a large number of energetic particles, material particles at high speed. And this occurs at all levels of the cosmos. Superatomic, with the explosion of large atoms such as uranium. Star level, with the explosion of supernovae. Level of superstars, with explosion of superstars, within the case of our Big Bang. Therefore, our Big Bang was only the explosion, or reaction, of a superstar, which was composed of a great accumulation of stars of all types and sizes, as well as small and large particles, stellar dust, etc.